What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. So, this is like the third or fifth Mark for Death video on this channel, and that's because there was a recent patch where they did the stuff to Mark for Death. They basically made it where it was capped from 75% damage after the previous mega nerf to 150 damage at max strength value. Now, just a reminder, if you are on console right now, as of the day this video is being recorded and released, you guys haven't even gotten the first nerf to Mark for Death. So, on PC, we've gotten it nerfed down to the ground, and now we're getting another, mini buff after that. So, we're going to take a look at how it is now, and what you should use to, get the most out of it. Because, they did buff it, for sure. They definitely did buff it. And as you can see right here, 150% damage transfer. That's going to require 200% strength to go from 75% damage transfer to 150. And if you put on a mod like Overextended to get yourself more range on the explosion, it will reduce the amount transfer, obviously, because you have less range. But at 100% strength, or 140% strength, you get over 100% transfer. So it's honestly fine. But we'll just show it right now with the maximum value, to be fair. Alright, so it's on Necros. Some of the things that are actually pretty good with this are going to be slash procs and hammer finishers. What weapon do we got? You know what is bad here? Let's show what's bad with this. We're going to do some mission gameplay too, because it's not as practical in mission, to be honest. Alright, so the Stropha, it used to be good with the normal version of Mark for Death. It sucks now. So, mark with this guy, hit him with that. It did about 48 damage, and these guys aren't that tanky. So, let's try it again. Now, another thing to keep in mind, it now has a health, that amount of health they have right now, it will not go over that. There's no overkill damage anymore. Well, there's a little bit of overkill damage if you go for max strength at 150, but basically, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. So yeah, that's like the Stropha. On fully armored enemies, it's useless. Let's do it, let's get some armored enemies. That's what people usually do here, right? That's like the go-to strat is bombards and gunners, right? Very relevant information. Well, here's the thing. If you want to use this properly now, you need to actually have a priority list of enemies that you will be using this on. Because, like I said, it does not have overkill damage really that much anymore. So your priority list is going to be basically, the top priority are going to be the heavy gunners. Second priority is going to be bombards. And then, actually, your first priority should be Orc and Corrupted Ancients if you're in an Orcan mission, because they'll provide a damage reduction aura to enemies around them. Now, you would think that maybe the Lancers would be number 3, but you're actually going to want to go for the shielded enemies, because their shields on the Steel Path are beefy enough that they will regenerate the slash proc and not die to a slash proc from a rapier or something like that. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. Let's use the Opticore Vandal with Mark for Death. It's terrible with guns. So that was a Toxin proc. This is basically an anti-corpus build, but you get what I'm saying right here. It didn't transfer, it transferred basically 0 damage right there. Even though we got a pretty good crit on her. There you go. There's a 300 damage Toxin proc transferred. Now let's do the Stropha. It transferred 1,000 damage. At least it transferred the Rad proc, right? Try it again. Transferred 6,000 damage to those bombards. So, yeah, the Stropha used to be really good with Mark for Death before, and it was really, really fun. But the removal of the crit and the removal of the overkill damage really killed that. So let's show what it's actually good with now. Or rather, it's actually decent with. So like I said, it sucks with guns. Unless you do a really big slash proc up front immediately with something like the Kuva Brahma. So a Kuva Brahma with a Hunter Munitions build and a Prime Bane of the Corrupted, this will be fine. This is one of the only guns that actually is kind of good with Mark for Death. And some other things you can run the Bronco, if you have the augment mod Dizzying Rounds. That will enable you to do a finisher on an enemy without actually using Ash's third ability or something like that. So you can do a finisher on any enemy, and this will not remove the Mark for Death proc. You can even do gas on here to have the effect lingering on the ground, also electric, but I'm not doing that for the purpose of this video. And like I said, the hammer finishers are actually better now than they were before because of the adding of the additional damage scaling there. So before we hop into mission, let's just quickly show how that works now. And we're going to actually go on the bombards. to show, because like, you ideally would want to go for the gunners here, because they have the most health. But here's how it works on the bombards. So it killed them. And it did like 70%, 60% of the heavy gunner's health. Now, if you want to, if you have 100%, 150% damage transfer, the enemy should die around 66% health bonus, or maximum health, with a mark for death attack. Not including slash procs. Slash procs is basically the way you cheese it. Toxin procs the way you cheese it. Things like that. And then, like I guess, I'm going to quickly show the build. I think the best things you can use on this are going to be rapiers, because the reason that rapiers will be good, like the Endura, the Shrezza Prime, the Plague Crit Path Rapier, if you have the Plague Crit Path Rapier, something like this with no Riven is great. And honestly, you don't even need, you can do this entire setup with like 3 mods, and it will kill level 170 gunners in the Simulacrum if that's what you're looking to do. So you got Lasting Sting for increased slash proc duration. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you throw on here. And we have the Ghetto rigged Prime Reach on here, or not Prime Reach, normal Reach, because I can't fit everything on here. Prime Fury will increase the attack speed of finishers. I believe on the wiki it says that 50% attack speed is the maximum capped amount for finishers, so this is perfect. 50% right here. And then we've got crit stuff to make it crit all the time. This is probably going to be your best bet. Like I said, there's also the Plague Crit Path Rapier. I have this one. This is like one of the first Zaws I ever built. It's pretty slow with this build, but it gets the job done and does innate viral. So before we hop into that mission, let's just do the Destrezza real quick. And now, like you saw, it didn't kill them with the hammer finisher, but it will kill them with the Destrezza finisher because of the slash procs built in. All right, and there you go. The higher health targets took that big slash proc. Now let's show why it's not as good in mission. We're gonna do Steel Path Mott, like I don't know, like 5 minutes in, nothing too crazy. Now watch this. So I'm saying like, oh look, it's killing these guys in Simulacrum. It's so good. No, it's not. It still sucks. And if you don't target the corrupted heavy gunners, like, or rather the corrupted crewmen, like I do here, and you target the lancers, the crewmen are not going to die. The crewmen are just going to be walking around like you didn't even attack them, because their shield regenerates those slash procs, even though they're pretty big slash procs. Because like I said, it is capped on the enemy's health value, and yeah, their shield is really, really beefy on the Steel Path. So this is me using the Destrezza Prime with the build I just showed in the video, with no Riven. I have a finisher Riven. It's not really... Here's the thing, like, since the damage is capped on their health, you will see the same slash proc number with, like, a full build versus, like, 3 or 4 mods, because you do enough damage to one-shot them with 3 or 4 mods on your build, and the slash proc will not scale, like, that much higher. So yeah, you could really get away with like not even having like a catalyst on this thing, any of that. So it seems like I wisened up at this point and it's only attacking the crewman. But if I attack a lancer, you will see the crewman will not die. I believe that actually happens right over here. Never mind, I was smart and attacked the crewman. So yeah, you basically need a priority list now because of the health capping. But yeah, I don't think that this does not make it really like something I want to use. I feel like just using normal melee right now would have been faster killing. I would probably have better kills per second on normal melee. Okay, here's a lancer. Now watch the crewman not die. Where's the crewman? There he is. Look at that. That slash proc is not killing him. I have to actually specifically kill the crewman. So keep that in mind. There's a gunner right there. Gunner's basically a guaranteed kill in the room unless it glitches out and doesn't kill the gunner for some reason. So yeah, you need a priority list now, like I said. And if you're playing Ashe, which a lot of people would probably want to play Ashe for this because it's like old Bladestorm sort of. For the Corpus, look out for those nullifiers because if you run into that bubble, you might have some problems. They also did nerf Arcane Trickery on this, so now Arcane Trickery will not proc on every kill with the finisher from the Mark for Death. So yeah, like I said, your main things here are going to be this rapier finishers. Dagger finishers are fine. Just remember, it's something that a lot of people don't remember. If you haven't played the game in a while, you gotta remember, Covert Lethality actually got entirely changed. It's like an entirely new mod at this point. So, that's enough of the gameplay. Let's just show, Covert Lethality is so different now, guys. It does not guarantee one-shot every enemy anymore. So here's what Covert Lethality does now. Initial combo and plus 100% finisher damage. It does not one-shot everything anymore, guys. So it's still good. Like, you can still use this to one-shot a lot of stuff. but it does not do force slash procs. Keep that in mind. You can also do heavy attack from the scythe. That will one-shot a lot of stuff too, because that will be the slash proc cheese, which apparently is intended. And as you see right there, it basically did the same amount of damage as the hammer. And now that these guys are not going to die. So yeah, I'd say it's not really worth using. It's definitely not worth the bile. You might find it fun still. If you find this fun, like, more power to you, dude. It at least makes Ash... It's better on Ash than it was, like, yesterday. So, there you go. But on frames like Necros, where I was, like, basically using the Stropha to AoE nuke everything, that's gone. That's never coming back. In my personal opinion, is now that they've changed Mark for Death twice, they're done changing it. I kind of feel like there's a trend with DE, where they change something twice, and then after they've changed it twice, they're done. That's why I think the second round of Zaku changes, we're going to go over that in a video soon, will actually be the final round of Zaku changes, in my opinion. That is just a prediction, speculation if you would, and yeah, that is what you got today. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Hope you found this video helpful. I'd say don't bother with it. They did refund some Railjack parts on PC, or Railjack resources on PC, and on console you guys will be getting that hopefully soon as well. So, as you're right there, like the casting animation and the energy cost for Mark for Death wouldn't even be worth it right now. Like, what would it actually accomplish? Nothing. So it's not even worth casting if you're using like an actual like non-slash proc weapon. So yeah, guys, I'll talk to you next time. Take it easy. Peace.